Long way, get this shit a long way, hit the long way, long way, hit the long way, 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 shit, long way, long shit, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get the shit a long way. Tryna get money every single way. Tryna get money every single day. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves, yeah. No, we gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand, she's gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we got hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit, we tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Cause you tryna wrap up a entree. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she bout to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went and got some money, yeah. We gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. You gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, 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 yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. What's up, Nick? What's up, Aaron? What's up, Reigning Woman? How you guys doing? DV, welcome. What's up? I hope everybody can hear me okay. Let me stop the can. Test. All right, we are good. Let me remove this. Long time no see. I know. I've been doing a lot of other things, man. A lot of other great things been going on in my life, and that's just been the focus, okay? So it's not that I forgot about SMD or SMD family, but it's just bigger things happening in the background, okay? So just understand that. You'll understand once you find your gift, and I have found my gift. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is LJ Young. I am the founder of SMD. I am not SMD itself. SMD is a family of people that think like me. And what is think like me? Think like me is I'm just here to share my gift. And my gift is that I know capitalism is psychological, split into two parts, positive and negative. Okay, this is a mathematical fact. So that makes me a very rare person. Okay, I want you guys to really understand what I'm saying. That makes me a very, very rare person. It doesn't matter how you feel about it, okay? I'm just telling you something. I'm sharing something with you, okay? Well, with this knowledge, I understand that there are people, the people that live on the negative side of capitalism are called debt slaves, okay? Now, the psychological part of it all is that they don't know that they're debt slaves. And debt slaves are people that believe they can own things with no money of their own. They believe they can buy houses with mortgages. They believe they can buy cars with car loans. They believe they can earn positive cash flow from mortgage rental properties. None of that is mathematically true. None of it. Okay. But what you guys got to understand is this. They don't know that. That's the psychological part. They don't know that everything their whole life is mathematically not true. They don't know that. Okay, that's the cycle. Now, the wonderful thing about it all is this. This is the wonderful thing. That it's all a choice. You get to choose to trust the calculator. All you got to do is choose it. If you believe you're a homeowner, for example, right? And if you open up the calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you see that large negative number on the calculator? You can choose to say, I'm not really a homeowner. They bought me with the home because you're owned, because it only takes one day to buy a house. Now it's a hard, now don't get me wrong, it's a hard reality to say, hey, you find out it really only takes one day to buy a house and not 30 years. That's going to take a lot of psychological brain power to kind of like grasp it all. You can be like, then why was I working so long at this and that? All of this stuff is going to start rushing into you, and you got to be strong to accept it. Okay. Now, this is what I did. I came to the other side. Voila, I figured it out. All right, cool. Now that what I do is I help people own the business of themselves. Okay. This is what I do. So I help people bring them from the negative side over to the positive side and help them own the business of themselves. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean own the business of myself? Well, first you have to find out how much does it cost? How much do you owe before you can own the business of yourself? So what you need to do is this: log into your online credit report, find your total debt. That's how much it's going to cost to own the business of yourself in the United States of America. That's where you start. If you can't do that, you don't get there's no need to communicate with you anymore. That means you're gonna die there in the negative side of the economy. But that's a choice. You can choose to do that, or you can just choose to say, I believe I trust the calculator, because the calculator is never wrong. I trust the calculator. And then you come over here, and then I help you become NFL owners, become NBA owners, become anything you choose. You can be anything you want, because like I said, there are psychological, positive, negative. 3 parts: psychological, positive, and negative. 99% of people live in the negative side, and they don't know that. 0.5% live in the positive side, and 0.5% live in the negative, not side, but piece. 0.5% living in the psychological piece. That's where I live. There are very few people that know that it's psychological. That's where I live, which is a mathematical fact. I'm going to keep reiterating that. So I bring them over here. I teach people that, and then they become whatever they want and participate in the same economy, but positively. Taxes are your friend. The IRS doesn't have to come and check on you and make sure you paid your right amount of taxes and make sure you're not hiding money. They don't have to do all that, because you know what? When you're on the positive side and you understand how it works, when you cheat on your taxes, the only person you're cheating on is yourself. That's all you're cheating on. That means if you're cheating, that means you don't know how to play. Cheating. That means you're cheating. No different than the rules in football. If you go into football and you decide you're going to keep pulling the mass of people when you're tackling, guess what? You're not going to be in the game long. This is the exact same thing. Okay? Understand that. You keep cheating, you're going to still be in the game, but not in the same way you want to be in the game. You're going to be participating with your freedom taken away. And then you're going to be a physical slave. Like, you're going to know you're a slave, because you're going to be working for 10 cents a month because you're cheating on your taxes, when you don't even have to do any of that. You don't have to do none of that. You don't have to do any of that. You don't. But debt slaves don't know that. Okay. And like I said, 99% of the people are debt slaves. Now, I was reading, I've been not reading, but kind of hearing about the college players are now getting paid now. Okay. And they're getting paid some good money. Name, image, likeness, NIL, name, image. So getting paid with contracts and all this other stuff. And They're getting so much money now that, everybody's like, yeah, the colleges have been hoarding all the money. They've been keeping all this money there. Well, that's true. That is true. That is very true. That's very true. Okay. Should they give the college players some of that money? Hell yeah, they should give them some of the money. Congratulations. But what you guys don't understand is this, because what I'm about to tell you is very rare, because I'm a very rare person. Do you guys understand that? Okay. I'm the only person going to be able to tell you this. It doesn't matter how much a debt slave gets. It doesn't matter how much a debt slave earns. Excuse me. These kids are debt slaves because they was born in debt. 99% chance that these kids have never seen this amount of money before ever in their life. And what you guys don't see is that now they now people with these contracts and everything, they get to get at them before the NFL gets to get at them now. They get to get at them before them now. Lock them in some kind of contract for something, whatever. And these kids are absolutely clueless debt slaves with money just pushed on them. You think they know anything about tax brackets? You think they know anything about, oh, now you're responsible for your own taxes? You think they know anything about that? Nothing. You think their family knows, hey, family, like when they say like there's a kid that gets a couple $100,000 a year from all this stuff, right? They don't know to say, hey, family, I don't really get $200,000. Okay. I know they say that on the news and TV because they do the same shit with NFL. You guys think they get all that money. They don't get all that money. They're so young, they don't know to sit down with their family and say that to them. I don't really get that. And when they're that young, they don't understand any of that. They have nothing to invest in. They have no responsibilities, no children, no write-offs of any kind, nothing. You think they're going to pay attention to any of that? Guess what they're going to be when they get out of college? They are going to be owned. Because this is what most of them are going to do. This is what they do, okay? They're going to get into college. They're going to spend all this money, not pay their taxes, because all the family's going to be asking for money. Hey, we heard you making $200,000. You can buy me a car. You can pay off my bills. You can get me this and that. And then they're going to be, and they're so young and naive. Oh, you're right. You did raise me. They had you. You don't owe your mama and daddy for nothing. You didn't ask to come here. They did what they were supposed to do. You don't owe them nothing. But guess what? They don't know that. So guess what they're going to do? Because all of them are debt slaves since birth. They hear the money. We want some. Give us some. And guess what? They're going to get all this money. The kid is going to show off. Hey, look at, the first thing they want to do is they're kids. They don't know. They don't know how it works. They're going to show off with cars, where they live. They're going to live off campus, all this other stuff. And then at the end of it, and then they're not going to be paying their taxes properly. They're not even going to be looking into it, nothing. The next thing you know, hey, it's the IRS. Yeah. You owe us money. What? Huh? Nobody told me this and that and this. That doesn't matter. Half of these kids going to be like, oh man, you know what? I'm going to get an NFL contract anyway. I'll just pay off the IRS when I get my NFL contract. Then they get in there and break a leg or snap something, whatever. And you know what's so crazy? Listen. You know what's so crazy about football? And this is when you can see how it really works and you look at football, you got to be absolutely fucking bananas to play football. Absolutely bananas. Bananas. For money? That sport right there, listen, that sport right there, somewhere in the contract, every Every football player knows there's a possibility of being of death or being paralyzed. Did you hear what I said? A possibility of death or being paralyzed. You know what they say? How much money are you paying me? What? How much? Huh? How much money I'm paying you? Did you hear what I said? Yeah. How much money are you paying me? All right. Imagine if you went to a regular job. Now, oh wait, hold up. No, before I skip this, I made a comparison, right? I was thinking like this: what other job would compare that the possibility of that likely happening at a job? The only other job I could compare that to is the military. And the last I've checked, the military is not paying anywhere close to what the NFL is paying. Nowhere close. Nowhere. No. But it's damn near the same thing. Are you crazy? Let me tell you something. The people that want to be future NFL owners. Let me explain something to you. What you will never see. You probably never even thought about it. You will never see NFL owners' families playing football. Do you understand? Do you know why that is? This right here, this thing right here, this is a space suit, people. This is a space suit. Perfectly adapted for Earth. Perfectly adapted for Earth. Perfectly adapted. We can breathe, walk around, jump and eat, have fun, da da da. But you're gonna put hey, and listen. Everything that controls it is in here, is right in here. Are you crazy? The NFL doesn't have enough money. Do you understand? You would never see their families playing football. Why would they play for millions when they make billions not messing up their spacesuit? If we were on the moon, check this out. If we were on the moon, where you could see a clear spacesuit that you must wear to live, and they started a football league up on the moon, would you play football? You'd be like, hell no, I ain't playing no football. For some odd for some odd reason, when they put money into it, you think it's different or something. Hey, listen, those are debt slaves. And let me explain something to you. That's legal. Do you understand? I don't care. If you want to be an NFL owner, I can help you do that. I'm not against anything that's legal. Everybody has a brain. I know my brain is here. So they have to put something on to protect. If I have to wear that, that means that's bad. I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. I don't care how much they're paying. I don't care. But I'll be an NFL. Well, I personally wouldn't be an NFL owner, but I could help you be one. All those people, all those college kids, see, you guys don't, this is what you guys don't see. The NIL stuff, it's no different than the student loan debt. Debt slaves have no money since birth. You guys are not going to have money for college. Of course, you're not going to have money to pay for college in cash. You don't know that because it's psychological. So, of course, you're going to get student loan debt. So, you're purchased at the age of 18 until you pay the money back. It says it right there. As soon as you sign up for student loans, they said, hey, you got to pay. In the contract, it says you have to pay it back. It says it right there in the paperwork. I promise. I'm not even a lawyer. I'm sure in the paperwork it says you have to pay that money back. And you can't bankrupt it. That means they own you. To get kids that young, listen, to be 18, all you got to do is think about our age. If you're my age, lower, older, think about it. If you got hundreds of thousands of dollars at 18, you don't know anything about taxes, nothing. hundreds of thousands of dollars at 18. You don't know anything about taxes. You're spending money, especially if you're a dude. Oh, man. And this is what you guys fail to understand. These young kids are debt slaves, trained by debt slaves. They don't, even though they have the money, they make enough money to buy a house in cash. Do you think they're going to do that? To buy a house, car, anything in cash? You think they're going to do that? No, they're going to make larger payments. Why? Because that's what they're trained to do. NFL players, they are employees. Do you guys understand that? Employees. First, the owners sit up in boxes. I don't even follow sports, but I catch it every now and then. The combine and all this other stuff. This is this is where the owners sit up in boxes and you guys perform for them, and then they pick which one they want. That's how they do it. That's what you do when you're billionaires. You say, oh man, he can run fast. Wow, he can jump really high. I take him and I take him. And hey, do you know there's a possibility that you could die or you could get paralyzed? Yeah. How much can I pay you to ignore that? And they say this much. I say, okay, here you go. You can't do nothing without this. Nothing. This is everything. Oh my God, man, we're when and this is nothing even to be laughing at, but this is everything is simple. Boom. You think this spacesuit was designed to do that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I remember when I was a debt slave, and I remember I used to hear some people talk about when you see people at the combine performing for the owners, and they kind of made a reference of slavery and a comparison. And then when you get out of it, you're like, damn, holy You know, I never looked at that before like that. I never looked at that like that. It's no different than like Roman days. People, they get off when a football player gets his ankle broken, gets his foot twisted around, gets his arm snapped. They're like, oh, take his head off. Take his head off? What are you talking about? That's a sport. You think those, hey man, you think those kids know that? They don't know that. Listen, and I'm not trying to I want you to make sure you guys understand something to make sure it's clear. I'm not here to disrupt the system in any way. You can participate on which side you want. That's totally up to you. It's all a choice. I'm participating on the positive side, and I'm here to help people participate on the positive side. You want to play football? Whatever. They can pay you X amount to do whatever. Hey, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. That don't make no difference to me. I'm here to help people be NFL owners. That's what I'm here for people to do. Probably you probably never even thought of that, huh? One day you could be an NFL owner. Oh, that's far. They're not special, you guys. They're not special at all. Nobody owns math. Do you understand that? Nobody owns math. They're not special. They just been in it longer than you. That's all. You got a long ways to go. That's generational money. Do you understand that? You'll never see that ever. But you can start it. Maybe your great grandchildren might see or partner them up with one day. But if you're listening to this video and you will never see it. When you understand how it works, you guys understand the difference with price margin. You guys are, man. But the key thing is this: owning the time in your life. That's number one. Owning the time in your life is number one. Number one. I see these young kids, man. They are prime picking for all the people that understand contracts and tie them up with some. This is what's crazy. I guarantee you this. I guarantee you these companies that have these contract with these college kids. I bet you they got so many moral clauses tied all up, twisted up in that contract. It'll make your head spin. You know why? Because they're kids. Yo, listen, when they're that age, they don't know that they're that age. They don't know that, okay? I know it's weird to say that, but they don't know it. Think about it. When you were their age, think about it. When you were their age, you don't really know that you were that age, because so they're going to do, these kids in these contracts are going to be thinking they can still do the things that all their other college friends do when they're in college to have fun and do. No, you can't do that no more. That stuff is done. No different than like NBA players. They can't ride motorcycles or some crazy stuff, whatever. You know why? Because they're under contract to their owners. Do you understand that? The only people that can tell you that you cannot do something are your owners. Do you understand? So when you see NBA players say, hey, we can't ride motorcycles. Hey, NBA player, LeBron, big king, whatever. Well, how come you can't ride motorcycles? Because my owner said I can't. I can help you be an NBA owner. Do you want to be an NBA owner? You can do that. NBA, I guarantee you, NBA owners, they can ride motorcycles anytime they want. Because that's how it works. You can do that. You can do that. I can help you. Hey, listen, I can help you. Okay, let me explain something to you guys, okay? I'm going to tell you this before it happens. Number one, I'm going to own one of the largest tax firms in the United States of America. Do you hear me? In the United States of America, I'm going to own one of the largest firms in America. And you're probably going to say, well, LJ, you're not schooled in anything. You don't have any college degrees in finances and all this other stuff. I don't have to. I'm going to get the youngest and the brightest and the most ambitionist. I don't know if that's a word or not. Well, with the most ambition and everything, that have all the college degrees, all the federal and state requirements and licenses and everything they need with the passion. And then I'm going to mend it. I'm going to mend it with my gift. Every single tax person that will work for my firm, under my firm, I'm going to share this gift with them. That's going to make us the best. And then my next one is going to be, I'm going to own the largest financial scamming firm to catch scammers ever. You're probably thinking, well, LJ, how are you going to do this? I keep telling you. There are very few people like me. So what I'm going to do is get some young, ambitious people that love to catch financial scammers, and then I'm going to mend it. I'm going to share my gift with them, and then I'm going to be the biggest. Now, I'm telling you this before it happens. So when it happens, so when you come back and watch this video, you're going to ask yourself, well, how do you know that? Because I already know that. Do you understand? I'm hoping when I make videos like this, I'm hoping one of these college kids that are getting paid from all these companies and all these people coming at them, give me some money, give me some money. They don't know who to trust. I hope they come across this video, because I'll change their life forever. I will teach them how to stop all of that. All of that. You're probably thinking, well, LJ, how would you do that? I would find a young, ambitious, big contract lawyer that just loves it. He or she lives it and breathes it, and then I'll mend it with my gift. Mend them with my gift. Share my gift with them, and then we'll become the best in that too. So when these kids come up with when they sit down at these tables with these big companies with these contracts, and then they start speaking a different way because yes, it is a different language. They're gonna hear this kid speak. They're gonna be like, who you been talking to? That's exactly what they're gonna say. I know you don't understand that, but they will. Who you been talking to? Does that matter? They won't get screwed at such a young age. I will even teach them how to deal with their family, how to say no. You can't have none. That's my money. I don't owe you nothing. You know how much it takes for you know how much it would take for a kid to be able to say that to their parent? That's called a boundary, kids. You got to set that up with those parents, that debt slave parents that don't know they're debt slaves. Yes, you do. Because if you're a kid and if you're a college kid and you're making some money and you come across my video and your eyes open up and then you clearly see that your parents are debt slaves, you're going to have to put up some boundaries now. That's going to be tough. Believe that. But if you don't want the IRS to own you, because let me tell you something, you guys don't even see this coming. You guys have no idea how many of those kids are going to be owned by the IRS by the time they leave college. They're going to be owned by the IRS. College loans debt, unforgivable, can't bankrupt it. IRS debt, can't do that either, owned. All those college kids, none of those kids are left out. The ones making money, you're getting owned. The ones that are there on student loan debt, you're owned by student loan debt. You're owned. You young kids out there, you're probably you're feeling bad because you didn't go to college, and you're thinking these people are ahead of you because they went to some special Morehouse college or they went to some college and it's a big. That don't mean, all you got to do is just say this: do you have student loan debt? If the answer is yes, it doesn't matter where they went to college. They're debt slaves that went to that college. That's it. You got to ask somebody just like this. Say like this. Somebody, excuse me. You got to ask somebody just like this that comes up to you, that you say like you're a person that didn't go to college, but you got this person coming up bragging about what college they went to for 4 years, right? Or whatever, right? And now this person's been out of college for 15 years. You turn to that person and say, do you still have your college loan debt? If the answer is yes, you turn to them and say, did they have math where you went to college? They're going to look at you with this weird face. What do you mean, did they have math? Of course, that's a requirement. Because you say to them, then why would you go to college for 4 years and pay on it for 15 years? Why would you do that? They're not going to have an answer for you. You know why? Because they don't know that they're doing that. That's the psychological part. They don't know that they're debt slaves. They don't know that. They're probably not going to be your friend anymore either. What's up, Alonzo? What's going on, sir? All you guys, when you guys see the kids, yeah, they're finally getting the money and this and that, you guys don't even understand how many of their family members are just on them, but give me some of that money. You guys don't see all that part. You don't. The main person that's asking for some of that money is the IRS. That's the only person they're supposed to be listening to. You can't go to the IRS and say, hey, man, you know what? I can't pay you because, my mama said I owe her and she said I should buy her a car. And then my dad asked for this because he never had one when he was a kid growing up. He really wanted that truck. You think the IRS cares about any of that? What they're going to be like, what's that have to do with us? Absolutely nothing. Hey, I'm only 18. I don't know that doesn't mean anything. Do you understand that? Why they're going to be like, why are you telling us your age? Are you a legal adult? Yes. Why are you telling us that? What's the point? Now the kid's gonna be mad. He gonna go to the family. Guess what, mom, dad? Hey, everybody! I owe the IRS $50,000. You think they're gonna help you pay off that IRS debt? They're not. So you better, hey, listen, you better learn to say no because the IRS doesn't accept that answer. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna pay with cash or you're gonna pay with your freedom. The choice, especially that amount that they're making in there, that's prison time money. Do you understand that? That's prison time. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me explain something to you guys, especially you tax cheaters. Okay, let me explain something to you, and this goes for the tax professionals out there too. You guys, this goes for you too. Now, you tax cheaters that give your taxes to a tax professional to prepare your taxes, and they do some fangle stuff to do something. Hey, listen. Okay, let's do this first. Let's do this first. If you're doing something illegal in your stuff, and then you bring all your stuff to be prepared by a tax professional, do you guys understand the tax professional can clearly see if you're doing something illegal because numbers do not lie? Do you understand that? This is where most of those tax professionals mess up. They pretend like they don't see it. Because I'm sure legal tax people, they have an obligation probably to say, hey, if you see somebody trying to do some tax evasion or something, you're supposed to tell us. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. It got to be. Hey, but you know what? If you get right here and you say this and that, they won't check it because here's the borderline, all that stupid nonsense. Either you did it or you had it or it's real or it's really for business or it's not. Period. If you got a tax preparer talking like, hey man, there's always a limit, so you can just say you claim. If they're trying to tell you to do something, listen, this is a red flag. If they're trying to tell you to do something that really you didn't do or existed or did something, you better stop using that tax professional because he's probably in tax trouble himself. Because when you guys give your stuff to tax people, you don't know if the tax preparer is in tax trouble. They're not going to tell you. I don't even think they're obligated to tell you. But the red flags are this. If they're putting stuff down on your tax report that you really didn't do or claim, it really wasn't business, it was really personal, you guys are a match made in heaven, and neither one of you guys are going to be saying, hey, I didn't know. Do you guys understand that? You guys are easy to see. Both of you guys are in trouble. Say like this. Put it this way. There's enough of you guys cheating right now that you guys been doing it for years, thinking you're getting away with it. Say like the IRS came up with a shortfall of money or whatever, right? And they need to make up for a fund or something. All they got to do is just go after you guys cheating. They're gonna be like, hey, the money or your freedom. You guys are gonna pay. Do you guys understand that? They could just collect. Young debt slaves. First, they're getting a piece of them, but before they get to the NFL, I don't know. Listen, I don't even know what's going to be left for the NFL by the time they get. I don't even know. These young kids are getting a taste of what the NFL players get as soon as they get large sums of money. Everybody with their hand out. Can you imagine how many members of their family and people that think they were by their side the whole time and this and that with their hand out think they get some of that money? All I need is one. All I need is one of those college players to find this video. I help him or her, and then they're going to tell their friends. That's it. It's gonna change. It's gonna change the game. Do you understand that? It'll change the game. They won't be doing it. They won't be doing none of that. Do you guys understand that? None of it. It's sad, really. It's unfortunate. You guys forget NFL players are employed. They have employee numbers just like you. Do you understand that? The only difference between you and them, they risk their lives for more money. You don't for less money. That's it. You have an employee number, they have an employee number. I'm not going to damage my spacesuit. If I damage my spacesuit, I can't walk around on Earth and do the things I love and talk on the videos and do all this stuff. And I can't do any of that. I see I got a nephew. He plays football. He's in high school. He's broke a couple bones here and there. I'm like, damn, because once it's broke, it's never going to be the same again, ever. Yeah, it'll still work and function, but it's never going to be the same again. Guess what? It didn't have to be broken in the first place. Playing a game that he's not even getting paid for yet. Nothing. Hmm. What's up, Armed Rebellion? What's going on, sir? What's up, Scout, sir? How you doing? Tinfoil hat. Hey, LJ, what about the people with UCES, United Credit Education? I never heard of that. Where they say you can discharge those debts. You can't, but they sell it. Well, you got to look at it like this, Alonzo. Those kind of companies, they're talking strictly to debt slaves. Because you got to see the purpose of these big places talking about they can wipe out your debts. Wipe out your debts. You know why they say that? Because debt slaves do not want to pay off their debts. They don't want to do it. They don't believe they can. They feel it's wrong. They should have been told something. It boils down to it. They don't want to pay off all their debts. So this is what happens. These companies come in and use that against them. Hey, I can make it disappear. I can make it go away. If you choose, it's a choice. It all boils down to choice. If you choose to believe some random company can make your debt go away, you don't have to pay for nothing, you are their customer. Do you understand that? If you think CPNs, and this is unbelievable. I've seen videos of people going into car dealerships trying to buy a car under a fake name and a CPN. Do you hear me? If you actually believe that and you actually physically do that, that means you are completely an unconscious debt slave. Completely unconscious. People that use CPNs or try to use CPNs, you know why they do it? Because they've ruined their SSN. That's why they do that. People that have properly taken care of their personal SSN don't need a CPN. Plus, it's illegal. Do you understand that? It's for people that don't know. Getting arrested. You see these this is what's so crazy. It's always a young person in their 20s. This is what they don't know. That's a felony. As they get older, that stupid Dodge Charger is going to get older and older. So they're going to be a felon 20 years later, and then they're going to be reminded of that old ass Dodge Charger that they tried to steal with fake ID and a CPN, and then they're going to figure out how much a Dodge Charger really costs to make. They make hundreds of thousands of Dodge Chargers. Do you guys really think they cost $80,000? They don't. You know why you think they do? Because you finance them, debt slave. That's why you finance them. They can charge whatever they want. You don't have no money to buy them. So of course you're going to pay because you don't have no money. So you say, hey, 80,000. Yeah, I don't have no money anyway. The bank just loans you the money. which is really no money. We're just talking about digital numbers. It's not actual money. UCES, aka FES. Okay, they just send you. That is just the dumbest stuff. What's up, Arm Rebellion? What's going on, sir? You know, I don't really. So it's clear, you know. Everything I'm telling you guys, this is supposed to be like this. You just get to choose what side you want to be. It's a choice. You either trust the calculator or you don't. That's totally up to you. If you believe you could save for retirement while having a mortgage, that's a choice. Do you understand that? That's not mathematically true. You can't do that. You can't save for retirement while having a mortgage. If you believe you can do that, that means you obviously don't know it only takes one day to buy a house, not 30 years. One single day. Now, do I expect you to understand what I'm saying or grasp what I'm saying? Absolutely not. It took me 10 years to get here. 10 years to get where I'm at, and I had to go through hell to get here. So if you hear me say, hey, you can't really buy a house with a mortgage, I don't expect you to understand what that means, especially if you've been in your house for 15 fucking years. I don't expect you to understand that. I don't expect you to really understand that you cannot own equity in a mortgaged house. That is impossible. Impossible? Impossible. Not impossible. 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 What LJ? So you telling me to buy a house, it takes the same amount of time as me buying a McDonald's burger? Sure does. Excuse me. The time is up to you, Alonzo. Some people make enough money to buy a house in 5 minutes. That's the wonderful thing about owning the time in your life. So let me make sure it's clear so you guys understand what I do, because I cannot go any further than that because it's psychological. If you don't own yourself, you can't understand the psychological piece because you don't own yourself. That's step one. This is what you have to do. Before you even reach out to me, before you even email me, log into your online credit report and look up your total debt. That's how much it costs to own the business of yourself in the United States of America. Millions of people don't know that. Do you understand that? Millions. I am a very rare person. Capitalism's all over the world. That makes me one of billions. Do you understand that? Because it's everywhere. I help you participate in capitalism wherever you're at positively. Doesn't matter where you're at. It's all the same. Debt slaves are the majority. That's how it works. I have been blessed and lucky enough to be born in a part of the world, in a country, in a world that capitalism, everybody in the whole entire world knows capitalism works best here in the United States of America. Everybody knows that. The whole entire world knows that. Our money is number one. Our money is the world currency. That makes a statement. Do you understand that? That means it works best here. Why does it work best here? Because we have the most amount of unconscious debt slaves in the world. And we have the military to protect it too. We're protecting that. These are ours. These are our debt slaves. Hey, listen, No different than a rancher protecting his cows. Hey, got the gun. Same thing. We just got bigger guns. They're on boats, okay, airplanes, all that stuff, underwater, everything. We're protecting our debt slaves. We got the best. They're number one. They don't know shit, nothing. Hundreds of thousands of videos on YouTube talking about how you can buy houses with mortgages. You can't. How you can create second income by mortgaging a rental property and make some cash flow. You can't do none of that. You can't do. Who's telling you that? Debt slaves? You can't do none of that. You have to buy it first. Do you guys understand that? You see you see all the Teslas driving around everywhere? 99% of those are financed. Do you guys understand that? They're not saving any money. They're probably driving by laughing at gas prices. I just want to stop and say, why are you laughing at gas prices? What are you talking about? The majority of the people you see driving around in Teslas, they rolled negative equity from their gas vehicle into the new car loan of the electric car. Do you guys, do not be jealous of people driving financed electric cars. They don't know that they're not saving any money. They don't know that. They're part of the car market. You guys probably don't believe me that it doesn't matter how much money a debt slave makes. If any of you guys go to a college that go to a college with one of these kids that are making all this money, all you gotta do is say, "Hey man, are you making car payments?" They're gonna turn to you and say, "Yes." Do you understand me? They're gonna tell you yes. It doesn't matter how much money a debt slave makes, especially a new one in college. You guys are going to get financially raped by people that know. No different than NFL players. They get financially raped too. They do. They just don't know it. They probably get eaten alive in taxes, just tore up. Oh, whatever. It ain't no big deal. I'm making so much money. I'll pay some taxes. Oh my God. Go up to anybody. Listen, young people, go up to anybody that you believe have money, because they always have a nice car to try to prove to you that they have money. You ask them, are you making car payments? They're going to tell you yes. Do you understand that? That means they don't own shit. That means the bank is letting them drive their car. As soon as the person that looks like they have money stops paying the owner of the car, the owner comes and takes their car. Do you understand that? When you don't pay your taxes, listen, you are now owned by the IRS. That's the rules of the United States of America. I already knew that. I'm going to say that one more time. When you don't, for all you guys, okay, here. For all you guys right now that are not filing taxes and you haven't been filing for years, guess what? You're owned right now and you don't even know you're owned. You have completely, listen, you have completely adjusted your lives to not paying taxes, AKA trapped yourself in a box. Trap, boom. You're living your life based on not filing taxes, not paying taxes, 1099. You're not doing nothing, just living life. You're owned. Do you understand that? You're now owned. It's just a matter of time. Tick tock, tick tock. You probably already know that. That's why you're probably scared of the mailbox. And then when you guys finally get that letter, you're going to do just like all the other debt slaves do. Act like you didn't see it. Pretend like you didn't get it. You guys, debt slaves, you guys are owned. Do you guys understand that? So probably before they even come see you or something, they probably got everything locked down to where you're at and stuff, and they just come and get you or whatever. You gotta eat. You gotta survive or whatever. Like right now, a lot of you young people, you guys are passing money through CashApp and all this other stuff. All of that is don't you guys know that's tracked? That CashApp is better than actual money. Do you guys understand that? It's way better than cash. Even though, listen, even though physical money, like paper money, it has never existed for you guys ever, debt slaves, ever. Now you probably wondering like, okay, like for example, you come to this channel and you ask yourself, you hear me keep saying debt slave, debt slave. I'm here to share with you that money is an illusion for debt slaves. Now, you probably listen, how do you know if you're a debt slave? Okay. Hold $20 in your hand. Open up the calculator app with the other. Okay. Put in $20 minus your car payment and then hit equal. I will tell you the answer. It equals you don't have $20 in your hand because money is an illusion for you. It doesn't exist. The calculator's telling you don't have $20 in your hand. Now, this is the glitch in the debt matrix. Which one do you believe, the calculator or the $20 in your hand? That's the glitch. Which one do you believe? $20 minus your car payment equal. The calculator says you don't have $20. But you're like, but I see it. I can smell it and I can touch it. The calculator says, I don't care what you think you're doing over there, but you don't have nothing and you're not even close to having $20 in your hand. Here's the choice. This is the choice. I've been telling you. You have the choice to choose. I choose the calculator, or you could choose the $20. The blue pill, you choose the money is the blue pill. The calculator is the red pill. You say, F that. I have 20. I can go spend it. I can go do whatever. I can buy some weed. I can do whatever. You sure can. You just swallowed the blue pill. As soon as you spend that 20, you swallowed the blue pill. Now, you guys are the majority. This is what you guys do not know. None of this works without you. None of it. None of it. You guys are the engine to it all. Thank you. Walking around thinking you're saving money and investing and doing, you guys have nothing, no clue, nothing. It's like in the Matrix movie. You guys just walking around talking about making videos, think you're saving gas on finance, electric cars, just living, just wandering around, just bouncing in the walls and shit. Don't even know nothing, just looking. Hello? Hello? You guys don't hear nothing. Hello? Wake up. You can't buy a house with a mortgage. You can't buy no one can get a finance house on sale. But hello. I know that's a hard pill to swallow. So don't be looking at these college kids looking like, oh my God, they're making so much money and they're so young. That doesn't mean anything. Do you understand that? Nothing. Paper money, listen, currency in any form doesn't exist for debt slaves. Let's go back to the first example. Let's take out $20 out of your hand and let's put in $20 worth of gold in your hand, $20. The calculator says, hey, I'm still not changing. I don't know what you have in your hand, but the number's still the same. You swap it out for $20 worth of silver, the calculator is going to repeat itself to you. I don't care what you think you have in your hand, the answer is still the same. Now, when you come to this side, I help you on the positive side. I help you own the business of yourself first. You must understand that first, because if you don't own the business of yourself first, you can't understand how business really works in the real world. You can't. 99% of the so-called business owners that you see doing business, they're owned by the bank. Their whole life, everything, their personal life, their business life. They don't know that. They don't know they're owned everywhere. They don't know that. Dave Ramsey, and this is just what I believe, because just the way he is, but by looking at him, I bet you he's probably one of the rare business owners that owns himself personally and business, no debt. You know how rare that is? That's very rare. Now I see why he talks the way he talks when he's on the mic. Now I get it. Because when you own yourself like him, I'm not there yet. But when you own yourself like him, you can be that way. You can. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about it, especially somebody making car payments. I don't care if somebody comes in here and hears this and they start talking crap. I don't care if you're making car payments. I don't care what you think. I don't care the thoughts of dead slaves. I don't care what your thoughts. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care if you think I'm ugly. I don't care if you think I'm fat. I got a big head. My lips are big. My beard's ugly. If you're making payments, I don't care. I'm not even hearing you. I only acknowledge dead slaves when I have to. Do you understand that? Because you guys are part of the system. I have to acknowledge you guys. If I want to talk to people or be somebody's friend, I have to be friends with dead slaves sometimes. Because you guys are the majority. But I'm also here to help. To tell you that you don't have to be a debt slave. Because then there's one more level, the psychological part. That's a whole different thing. But first you got to get here. First, you got to understand that you don't have to be rich to have no debt. You don't have to be rich. You just not have no debt. You can't be rich and in debt at the same time. You can't do that. When you see somebody, when you see somebody making a video and they're talking about making payments on an exotic car, guess who they're talking to? People that want to make payments on exotic cars. Do you guys understand that? That's a perspective. I'm giving them too much. See, hey, the scout, you got to understand, though. This is what you got to understand. And it takes a minute. They can't hear me. I'm invisible. They don't know the psychological exists. You guys understand that? So when you guys, like, for example, when you guys hear me say, hey, you can't buy a house with a mortgage, they can't hear that. Now this takes a minute to come into that, whatever that is, right? Like, they don't know you can't buy a car for 80. You can't get a car on sale for 84 months. 90 days, same as cash. That doesn't mean anything. What do you mean 90 days, same as cash? That has nothing to do with nothing. Rent versus mortgage. Why are they comparing an expense to a debt? They don't know that they're doing that. Hey, you're wasting money on hey, you're wasting money on rent. You're making the landlord rich. Why don't you own a home with a mortgage? The bank probably made that up because the bank probably wanted to get rid of the landlord so they can make all the money, because the landlord in between, because you guys got to understand, it's like this. It's usually the renter, the landlord, he's probably still paying a mortgage, and then he pays the bank. The bank, if the bank wants to eliminate the landlord, so they put out a slogan to say, hey, stop wasting money on rent. Debt slaves believe it. You guys remove the landlord. Now you're connected directly to the bank, making them more money. Now you come to the positive side. Listen, you come to the positive side. You say, like, you're a realtor and you're decided you want to sell houses. Debt slaves have no money to buy houses. Okay. They must use a mortgage to buy houses. So you say, hey, you don't call them debt slaves. You say, hey, stop wasting money on rent. You can save money, get equity in a mortgage. You just do that. That's just the way it works. You're not lying to them. You're not tricking them. If they don't trust math, that's their problem. So that's what you do. I'm just saying, if you're a realtor, I'm just saying you don't do that. So if the person asks you, hey, do you have a mortgage? You just say, yes, I have a mortgage. If you can do that, I couldn't be in that business. I couldn't sell people. But it's legal. That's what I'm saying. It's not illegal. But if you come to me and you're a realtor, I will help you be the best realtor in your state and then the country or whatever you want to be, right? But you just don't do it. You just sell it to them because they have no money to buy anything: cars, houses, phones, nothing. They have to go to the bank for everything. As long as you understand that, you just sell it to them. Trust me, I know, LJ. I was where they were at one time before I found you. It's just somewhat funny when you don't know that you don't. I know when you don't know what you don't know. Trust me, my heart goes out to them, though. It does. My heart goes out to them. And Ken, you into sports too, but you know those kids that are getting that money, they are about to get financially abused by their family, by the contracts or whatever they do. They're about to get they don't know anything about IRS or taxes or working for yourself or nothing. They're going to get financially done. And they're not going to listen to you because they're young. They're thinking about getting cars. And especially if it's a guy, he's not going to be listening to you at all. If he's in college with money, he only got one thing on his mind, and he got plenty of money. He's going to, oh my God, he's not even going to hear you. The landlord is sometimes the largest debt slave. Actually, yeah, they always talking about taking out HELOCs to take control of the properties. Exactly. Hey, Nick, they always talking debt slave out loud in public. They don't. If you're new to the channel, listen. You guys don't know people like me exist. I'm not the only one. I said I discovered this, so that means it was already here. You guys don't know people like me exist. I don't go out in the streets telling you that you can't buy houses with mortgages. I don't want to disrupt business. I don't want to disrupt how it flows. That would hurt me. I don't want you guys to all wake up. Hey, do what you do. If you believe you can save for retirement while having a mortgage, go right ahead. Now, if you hear this and you've been doing it for 20 years, you probably don't want to hear this. I probably wouldn't want to hear it, especially if I was close to retirement. I wouldn't want to hear that. Debt slave, you are the one being controlled. They're being controlled. Oh, them sports folks getting legally extorted. They sure are legally extorted. And listen, I put it like this, Scout, Ken. If they're long as they're doing it legally, whatever. But I am here to say I can stop that from happening to you. college students that make a lot of money or don't know who to trust and who to trust. First, I can prove to you that you can trust me. I'll just prove it with math. And if you say, hey, I don't trust the math, we ain't got nothing else to say. We'll just part ways. But if you come to me, I could share my gift with you, and I can guarantee you nobody will take financial advantage of you. Nobody. I can guarantee that. Why? How can you guarantee that, Liddell? How can? Because I know something that billions of people don't know with a B. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. Debt slaves don't know the psychological exist, okay? They don't know that. You probably think, what do you mean, LJ? They think they can buy houses with mortgages. That's what I mean. The housing, listen, the housing market wouldn't exist if they knew. I don't want that. Let them stay asleep. See, let me tell you, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to just tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. Okay. When I start traveling all over the world, I'm going to have to save some money on taxes because I'm going to be making a lot of money. So the government's going to say, hey, the IRS is going to say, hey, man, you better start investing. We're going to take some more taxes because that's just what it is. It forces you to play. It keeps it flowing. The reason why that happens, the reason why tax brackets are on scales like that, so it'll flow. It has to flow. Okay, so nobody don't hoard all the money and try to do whatever, right? It has to flow. And I forgot where I was going with this. Crap. Damn it. It was a good one too. I do want to help a lot. I do. If I catch them at a young, listen, Ken, a young, oh, this is where I was going with that. I'm sorry. This is where I was going. Okay, this is what I would do. I would go and buy a whole bunch of property around the colleges that the colleges that offer the big money, that like the colleges where the students are making the biggest money at, because you guys got to remember how it's going to work. Now the kids are going to just be going to the colleges that have the most money. Okay, that's what. Hey, we'll pay you this. They're going to go over there, right? So I would buy property around or close to the college, the suburb, whatever. Counts how much money you have. We'll tell you, right? Now you're probably thinking, well, LJ, it's too late. No, listen. 99% of the property you see, no matter where it's at, is financed. Okay? It's financed. All right? So when it's financed, it doesn't matter. It could be a hiccup in the economy. It could be a big company that closes down near the area. All those houses will be available because they're mortgaged. So you go there and you purchase some property in cash. These kids, guess what? Their kids are going to be making so much money. You buy a nice place. These kids are going to want to live off campus because they got big money now. So they're going to want to show off for the ladies. Hey, I don't live in a small dorm room. I rented this house just down the street, 5-10 miles, whatever, right? That's where I live. You want to come to my house? But it'll be mine and they'll be renting it from me. And that'll repeat over and over and over and over again. And this is what I would do. I would load it with moral clauses in there because these are young kids. Hey, I want a 2-year deposit. If you have a party, if there's one cop that's called, you're kicked out. I get to keep all the money. You break some shit, it's gonna happen. They can't help themselves. They're gonna still think they can do things that normal kids can do, and guess what? Kicked out. Start it all over again. Hey, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. They're going to be like, hey, you're old. You know, the young kids, they're young. They don't know nothing, right? They think they know everything, but they're not going to know. They don't know people like me exist. They're just going to think I'm old. And they're like, oh, yeah, old man. Okay, yeah, all right. I'm going to listen, the lawyers are already going to be on standby. The move out team, the cleaning crew, everything's going to be on standby. I'm going to have all those people ready. So as soon as the kid messes up, the process starts, clean up, boom, re-rent it. It's going to be on some kind of auto contract with the cleaners and the movers or something. They're going to be glad. They're going to be happy to take that contract because it's going to be rotating. You know how much money you'll make if you do something like that? You got to think outside. These kids are going to be, I bet you if you go to one of those schools, you probably see a ton of car lots, stores, big stuff opened up around it because these kids are going to be spending that money. Not paying taxes. Nothing. Spending that money. Remember, Nick, the money doesn't exist for dead slaves. When they make it, listen, when they make it 100% digital, you guys are in trouble. Do you guys understand that? Money is actually digital for you guys right now as we speak. It's digital now. You guys just don't know it. You guys just don't see it. Don't you see it? Now, all the tips are digital now. Have you guys noticed that? There's no more cash tips. There's tips. You got to put it in. It's all it's all tracked. Problem solved. You know how much revenue they're going to make now being able to track all tips? All those days of taking home tips, not claiming it on your reports or your tax, those days are gone forever. They're gone. You guys are owned now. Do you guys understand that? You guys ain't seen nothing yet. It's still coming. "2020 is new." Now, if you're young right now, and this is your first time hearing this, let me tell you something. The new economy started in 2020. You are lucky to be alive. You just got to know it. You know how lucky I am to be alive in 2020 in the brand new economy? I'm eating popcorn. I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do with you guys. I don't know what you guys are going to do. As soon, I keep saying this, and this is just my opinion, okay? This is just my opinion. As right now, the majority of you guys delivering people, things, and stuff, not the majority, see, a lot of you guys are not paying your taxes, okay? Now, the companies you guys are working for, they report everything to the IRS. So the IRS knows how much they're losing because you guys are not paying. That's the city, the federally, they're missing out all on this money because you guys are just thinking it's normal. Hey, I'm not paying whatever. When Tesla gets the green light on driverless cars, you know how many jobs that instantly takes away for you guys? Not only, listen, you guys don't even understand because there's a market. Listen, here's the psychological part that you guys don't understand because there's a psychological piece to it all. There's a psychological piece of the market that hasn't been tapped into, which Mr. Musk is going to do it. You probably think, well, what's that? What's the psychological part nobody knows about? The psychological part that the people that want to order food, but they just don't trust human drivers. Now, when Tesla gets approved, guess what? Now they can trust it because no human drivers will be doing it. Now because there are people out there that will not trust. I'm one of them. I'm not trusting nobody with my food. I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing it. I don't care. You could put a seal sticker on it, whatever. I've been to restaurants waiting on my food to pick up my food. I've seen the drivers coming in, grabbing people's food. No, I'm not doing that. Nope. And then I'll look at their car. It's full of fucking trash, and you're grabbing my food? No. No. There's a market of people like me. With driverless cars, the food comes straight from the restaurant to the person's house. You guys will be out of a job, a lot of jobs. Where you guys going? I don't know. I got my popcorn. I don't know where you guys are going. I'm curious. I don't know what you guys are going to do. And when you know, now that I understand the capitalism is psychological, and I see the 40-hour work week is history. You guys are 60 plus, getting paid pennies, borrowing money. Oh, these young kids probably thinking, oh, these college kids are so lucky. Look at all that money they're making. That don't mean shit. Do you guys understand that? Nothing. Oh, my kid, you see on Facebook, oh, my kid's going to college, this and that. Who's paying for it? They never mention that. Have you guys noticed that? You see everybody posting their kid going to college. They never mention who's paying for it. Student loan debt. Are you one of, hey, listen, are you one of the 18-year-olds getting college shoved down your throat right now? All you gotta, this is what you gotta do. Find out if your parents have student loan debt. Find out. I don't know how you're gonna ask them, but just figure out a way to ask them. Find out if they got student loan debt. And then you turn to them and say, hey, mom, dad, you guys want me to go to college so bad. Who's paying for it? If they say student loan debt, guess what? They want you to be just they want you to be just like them. Having student loan debt just as old as you. No, excuse me, obviously older than you. You don't have to live like that. Where I live, there's no problems, there's no stress, there's no debt, there's no issues, there's nothing. But just love and trust and freedom and time, everything. A lot of you people don't even believe that that's possible. I was probably one of them a long time ago, but that's not true. It's true. You could be free. And this was so crazy. This is what I didn't realize too. This is what I didn't realize. In my life, I achieved a lot of things. College, just a lot of stuff, right? All of it was while I was in debt, bad relationships. Sometimes I was eating right, then I got on the healthy track, blah, blah, blah. Right? I was doing that, all that 40 overtime hours, week after week after week after week, because you think it's normal. This is what I didn't realize. Excuse me, with little sleep too, right? My brain was still functioning through all that. Debt, stress, problems, arguing, kids, life, work. It was still functioning. Little sleep. The little sleep I got, it wasn't that good, because I was still thinking about the problems while I was going to sleep. And as soon as I wake up, still thinking about the problems. Till now. Till my brain has none of that. I hope you guys are hearing what I'm saying. My brain was strong enough to bring me through all that stupid nonsense. So I want you to imagine my brain with none of that nonsense, none of it. That's what it's like. No stress. It's my brain's free to do whatever I want to do. That's why I'm telling you guys what I'm about to do before it's done, before it happens. I have people calling me for advice because they know they're looking for the answers that only I can give them. Not only I, but very few people can give them. I'm not gonna say only me. I don't want you guys thinking ego controls me, does it? Very few people can give them. And I just happen to be one of them. Now, again, it takes billions don't know the psychological exists. It doesn't matter. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Obviously, listen, obviously that's how it's supposed to be. Like, for example, when I look at now as an American looking at, the big castle in the UK, right? The big kingdom. It looks like, the only thing we can do is just give our image of what it looks like from the way we can see it, right? But now when I see stuff like that, now I understand why it's like that. Because what I teach is generational. Once I share my gift with you, you're going to share it with your children, and then your children are going to share with their children, and so on and so on. Guaranteed. That's what's going to happen. You won't be able to help it. So now, okay, put it this way. Since the psychological many do not exist, it's also a language. So if a person that is wealthy that happens to watch this video, and it's like generational wealth, okay, they will be able to watch this video and know that and understand that I know what I'm talking about, because it's a language. But because you guys don't know, you guys will see a rich person, a wealthy person, whatever, right? And say like you're next to them, okay, and you just happen to be, and you happen to know that this is a rich or wealthy person, right? You might try to start talking a certain way, thinking that you're going to sound financially smart around this person. But when you don't know that capitalism is psychological, you're only going to speak a certain way, because you can't speak the other way because you don't know the psychological exists. That's why if a person that's wealthy, generational wealth, whatever, hears me speak, they will know that I know because of the way I'm speaking. Now, when you're talking generational, that means they've been knowing this knowledge for a very long time, meaning it's just naturally shared with the children or whatever. It is what it is. That's just how it is. It's not a big deal. They're not hiding anything, or you can't know this and that. It's just a waste of time trying to share it with a person that doesn't understand that. You can't share this knowledge to a person making car payments and expect them to understand it. Do you understand? You cannot share this knowledge with a person that has a mortgage, and then they have a mortgage rental property thinking they're cash flowing. They don't know that none of that is nothing. That's just bank owned stuff. Debt slaves add the money of the bank on their portfolio. They add their asset. They add when debt slaves calculate their assets, they add the bank's assets as part of their assets. It doesn't even make any sense. They don't know that they do that. They do it on videos. They do it out in the open. They do it with customers. Hey, I own this, and my mortgage rate is only this and that, and I'm saving so much money, and I'm pulling this much money a month. You're not doing none of that. You're not cash flowing anything. When debt slaves, this is what it really is. So you guys understand this. When debt slaves pull money from a mortgage rental property, all they're doing is creating free taxes for the IRS because they're pulling money that doesn't exist. So listen, so since they don't know that, they're taxed for that. They're taxed for not knowing that they can't pull money. That's the tax for that. You got to pay for that. Now, if you times that by how many debt slaves out there that believe that they're pulling positive cash flow from mortgage rental properties, all that money is taxed. Do you guys understand that? Money that doesn't even exist. It doesn't even exist. That's called phantom income. Whatever. Am I against the IRS? Hey, have at it. Whatever. I don't care. They should have known. Whatever. To get that money. They should have known that. Any questions? Any questions? There's the link if you have some questions. If you haven't checked out my other channel, 6 Cents, I'm going to be spending more time on that channel over there because that's where my gift is taking me to, because that helps people not only financially, that helps them internally look at different things, because once you understand the 6 Cents, there are billions of perspectives, billions. Okay, now that's crystal clear. It's weird too. Like once I woke up, it's because I remember when I was asleep, I would always hear people, hey, once you wake up, your whole life, you understand your whole life, it's simple. And that's exactly what it is. You look back at your whole life and it's weird. You just understand it, why you did that, why you stayed with this person, why you did this. It just really makes sense now. It's just, I guess it's the easiest way to say it, when you look back and you did something that you're not proud of and you say, I would never do that again. That's kind of an idea of you have now shifted into another person. If you could look back at something you did in the past, you're like, I would never do that today. I'm just, oh my God, I can't even. And you're like, I can't even believe I did that. That's a shift that you need to recognize, because you now, the person you are today, if God were to say, okay, I'm gonna bring you back to that moment in time, but with the knowledge you have today, you wouldn't have done that. But then again, that would change everything that you learned up to this point. So I'm thankful for everything, positive and negative, that has brought me to this point in my life. I'm thankful for it, because without these experiences, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't be the person who I am today. Life wouldn't just be making, it wouldn't just be as lovely as it is today. Yeah, 6 Cents, correct. Enigma, for sure. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. And this can be like, you already know, and I can prove it. It can be proven. And this is the only thing too. So, because debt slaves are physical. You got to remember, physical. They got to see it. You got to show them. They're not going to believe you unless you see. Now, nobody in the world that I know of that's been able to physically show the psychological, but I can do that. And the only way I know of that can be done like that is with math. Math is the only way that I can physically show the psychological. I can show you on a calculator that you can't buy a house with a mortgage. You can't buy a car with a car loan. You can't save for retirement while having a mortgage. I can show that. I don't think there's any other way to show somebody that, especially a person that doesn't own themselves. This is why I can talk about the college kids and the NFL and stuff like that. People, when you're a debt slave and you've never had money, you don't really think about, yeah, that's right, I could die or get killed or paralyzed playing football. Yeah. If they told you that at a regular job, you'd be like, what? What do you mean I could possibly be not here on earth anymore? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean I could be You mean I could, in this job, there's something that could cause me not to walk anymore? No, thank you. But for some odd reason, listen, but for some odd reason, it's okay in football. You know why? Money. Money makes listen, they make it a choice to say, it's okay if you pay me that amount of money. It's okay. That's all right. I'll risk it. I'm sure in those football contracts, you can't be talking, you can't say this, you can't say that, da da da. You got to say, wait a minute, who are the only people on earth that can tell me what not to do or what could do? Your owners. If the NBA players, owners say they can't ride a motorcycle, they can't fucking ride a motorcycle because their owner said so. See how harsh that sounds? Ain't that horrible? Horrible. Horrible. Mm. But it's okay if you make multi-millions of dollars, you can be told what to do. Not saying it's bad. I'm not saying not play basketball. I'm not saying not go make the money. I'm not saying sign up. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just telling you, I'm just sharing something with you. That's it. I'm sharing a fact with you. That's what I see at the Columbine, seeing, hey, man, that guy runs a 4.4. Wow. Strong old buck. So I don't watch it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying keep going for football. I'm just sharing something with you. That's it. Nothing. I'm not even saying you're dumb for doing it. I don't care. I'm just saying I don't watch it. I always wondered when I was young or growing up, all my friends watched sports and this and that. I used to always wonder why I wasn't into sports the way they were. You know why? I wasn't into watching other people live their dreams. I wasn't doing that. Let me figure out my own dream. I'm not going to be sitting down spending money, tickets, and all this stupid book, all this stuff when I could be living my own dream. I'm not going to watch them live theirs. Are you crazy? And pay for the privilege? No. You know how hard it was to break the 40-hour work week? Woo wee. That was hard. Once I got out of it, I was like, what the? How long have I been doing this? I'm 54. Elon Musk is going where? He's going to Mars. Where am I at? I know you guys don't get it. You guys hear me talk like that because I understand that anything is possible. Anything. You just first have to own yourself first. That's it. You just have to own yourself first. I know you guys are not going to believe me until I do it, which I am going to do it, which I'm doing it in the process. I already know. It's the world that doesn't know yet. Do you guys understand that? It's the world that doesn't know. I already know. I already know I'm rare. I know there's billions of other people not like me. I already know that. The world doesn't know. That's it. 1 second. Hold on. If somebody got the link to, let me see. 1 second here. 1 second. Oh, all right. Oops, I keep tapping on that thing. There we go. If he's asking, I'm gonna just get it posted up here real quick here. All right. All right, here we go. There it is. There you go, Enigma. All right, man. Well, I guess if anybody got any questions, I'm going to get back to my life. I am going to get back to my life. All right. Thank you for everybody that joined today. I know it's been a long time, but, I try to come on so people can participate and stuff like that. But, if people don't, I just got to, got to do what I got to do. But check out the 6 Cents channel. I'm going to be spending a lot more time over there. I'm just, how can I explain it? Coming into myself in this new part of me. Not many people understand it. Not many people will understand it. Even SMD family members. Do you guys got it? It's a different to the SMD family member, it's the psychological piece of it all. Okay. The psychological part exists. It's true. It's real. I can mathematically prove it. And just coming into really accepting that people don't know that it exists, right? They really are just like the movie, the 1999 the Matrix movie. It really is just like that, with the people walking around in the background. When you see, like in that movie, when you see them run up walls and stuff like that, now that's physically impossible. I think in that movie, what they're trying to explain, what they're trying to say is this, because what they're really trying to do is they're trying to physically show you the psychological. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to show you something that really does exist. But when you see them run up walls and do all that stuff and crazy, well, it feels like that. Because once you understand that the 6th sense is real, the 6th sense is psychological. That's what it is. It really is real. And you understand that you now can do anything. You now have a language that the majority do not understand that exists. Like I said, the only thing I can do is just kind of give you an example. They walk around believing that they can profit from mortgage rental properties, believe they're saving money on financed electric cars, believe they're homeowners with mortgages, think they can buy. Those people are part of the housing market. When you come out of it to the positive side, you're like, oh, they make up the housing market. Yes, because they don't know that they can't buy houses with mortgages. So now you sell them houses, you sell them cars, you sell them whatever they want to get, financial, whatever they want to finance, you sell it to them. That's how you profit. And then when you understand it, you hire a tax professional that has a great relationship, not only business, but a great relationship with the IRS. If they have that combination, I don't care what they're charging. Here's my stuff. Do it right. Because what you guys don't understand, I said this earlier, when you guys are doing illegal things with your finances and you turn your stuff into your tax person, they can see that you're doing illegal things. Do you guys understand that? Now, I don't know if they even have the option not to have to tell. I don't know. I don't know, but 9 times out of 10, the one that's not going to tell, they're probably in financial trouble. Because if you go to a reputable business and you turn your taxes into a place like that, and they start running some numbers and they see your stuff don't make any sense, they're going to tell you. They probably tell you before you give them your stuff. I'm sure it's in the car. Hey, by the way, if we find something, we're telling. Just to let you know, we're going to tell this to everybody. We run your stuff. We see some stuff that's illegal or whatever. We're telling the IRS. So do you still want our services? That's the business you want. The business that understands how it works. Because once you understand how it works, you understand taxes are your friend. They become your friend. They're not your enemy. When you hear people bring up their feelings about taxes, oh my God, I hate taxes and this and that, you got to turn to them and say, why are you telling me your feelings about taxes? Do you know taxes are the law? What are you going to do about it? Leave? What are you going to leave the United States of America? That's about the only thing you can do, or go to prison. You got 2 options: leave or go to prison. What's your choice? What is that called? This might be, what is it called? You should go on This Might Be Risky Pod. Is that the name of the podcast? You should go on This Might Be Risky Podcast. Huh. Let me type that in over here. Oops, I keep picking this dang keyboard up. All right, this might be. This might be risky. Huh. Never heard of that before.
I wouldn't give you the time of day.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna check it out. Let me see what it's about. I'm gonna see what it's about. And I'll reach out to them and see what's going on with them. That'd be cool. Okay. All right. Mr. Fantastic goes on there all the time. Oh, maybe you could get an episode to yourself. Okay. You know what? Let me see what kind of podcast this place is. Let me see what kind it is. As soon as you said Mr. Fantastic goes on, I'm like, oh, okay. It's kind of, because I know what kind of content Mr. Fantastic do, that arguing type of content. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna check them out though. I'm not gonna just knock it because of that, because of Mr. Fantastic. But I'm just not in all that trying to force the view down my throat or something, you know. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, 6 cents exactly, but spelled the SMD way. Number 6 IXTH CENTS. I'm gonna check that out. Not many people, you know what's so crazy? Not many people understand what I do, so they don't really invite me to too many podcasts because they don't really understand. And I get it. I totally get it. Totally understand. It's not a big deal. What I'm gonna do is just create it myself. Because I know what I do is very rare, so not many people is going to understand it. So that means I'm left to creating it myself. That's it. Not a big deal. Luckily, I love what I do. So I love what I do. I got a couple businesses, so I love what I do in both my businesses. All right. Well, I guess ain't nobody else got anything to say. No questions at all. I know it's mind-blowing. And I do expect the people to be like, what is he talking about? Man, that's wow. What do you mean nobody has I get it. I totally get it. But that's that makes what my value that much worth more money, because very few people know what I do. And I can prove everything I'm saying and doing with mathematics. So, you know, it's a beautiful gift. It obviously is from God, obviously. So it took me 10 years to obtain this gift. So again, check out my other channel, 6 Cents. This might be risque. I'm gonna check that out. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for who participated. Much appreciated. I'm going to get me something to eat. What time is it? 3:47 PST. All right. You guys have a good one. See ya.